Nice. Do you want us straight into the camera or talking to each other or?
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Wendy.
So, tell me a little bit about this character that you're playing.
So, Scratch is his name, and Scratch is sort of a middle management devil. And he goes from town to town, and he talks with people, sees what their wishes are, and tries to make them come true in exchange for their soul.
Is he successful?
He is very successful at it. He's very good at it until he meets his match in you, Wendy.
Yes.
So tell us about your character.
All right, I'm Elizabeth Sawyer, and I'm the supposed witch. But really, what I am is just a strong, independent woman who has become an outcast in her community. And yeah, this charming devil comes to her cottage and tries to get her to sell her soul. But I think the challenge is a little more than what you're expecting. I think I really connected with how you can so easily feel marginalized by the opinions and judgments of others.
Okay.
And I think that's something that at whatever points in your life, and you know, wherever you fit within your role in society, we all feel that at some point. And so I think I found that like a real, strong connection point for me.
Nice.
How about you with Scratch?
I think the notion of putting on a whole lot of masks, depending on what situation you're in, but having an inner life that hardly anyone truly knows about or truly gets to see. And that's certainly what's going on with Scratch.
I feel like that's Elizabeth too a little bit though. Like there's a whole life that no one sees because they see what they want to see, right? The perception of who she is.
And I guess if we start to think about the play in an even grander scale, how many of those characters sort of feel that way as well? Right. The side of me that I'm showing versus the side of me that I would love acceptance for, I think that's a struggle a lot of these characters go through.
I love that it's the dark comedy, right? So it's this mixture of really important, strong, meaningful messages kind of hidden within some really lighthearted and comedic moments. And you find yourself like taking in the heavier stuff and really kind of processing it easier because you're chuckling while you're watching it happen, and how that, the mixture of emotions that goes with that. Let's talk about costumes.
Oh my
Because the costumes are stupendous.
Yes.
Like the
Yes, they
layers
are.
upon layers of texture and
Our costume designer has put on a number of pins on Scratch's jacket, and they're pins that aren't necessarily period for when our play is set. But it gives just this little notion that Scratch is jumping from time period to time period, and as if he just wants to take a little trinket before he leaves that part of the world at that time period. So I've got all these pins on either side that are just so fun. It's such a fun extra layer to it.
when the set, the way the set is set up, so you've got the castle, right, and you've got the cottage.
There's so much storytelling just in the set. I think our audience is gonna come and sit down in their seats for 15 minutes before the show and just look at the set and already get us such a great story, you know? I think the beautiful thing about this play is I think it's a play that's very easy to consume. It's very watchable, and yet at the same time you walk out of the theater and I think your brain, your mind has been activated.
Well, and there's some really surprising moments as you build towards the end, right? That I think people won't be expecting. So I would imagine there'll be some talking points there afterwards.
How's your cocktail?
Oh, it's excellent. cinnamony.
Nice.
And also has a nice kick to it.
This
How about
one
yours?
is excellent. It's tequila and elderflower, which is one of my favorite combinations. A little bit of lime in
This
there.
is like
That's
the
good.
kind of thing that Scratch would drink as he was traveling the world.
Yes,
right?
It's a little sweet, it's a little tart, it's got a little bite to it. Yeah, I think so. It's a charming drink with a little bit of bite to it. Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
I'll see you on stage.